Computer.
You have just sent for the recording stuff, not for sharing screen. Just check, Divya. Okay, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, we can see
Okay,
it.
so we did yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday we did types of lists. Okay, and we had this naming conventions where I said we use G for geographical hierarchies. Okay, G for this geography. It is having 1, 2, 3. So I had a question also like why this G1 region has no parent, if you people remember. So this itself is a parent over here. So Asia is the parent and then India. Okay, so Asia doesn't have any other parent after like Asia doesn't have any other parent over there now. Okay, so we'll not be assigning for any of the whichever is having number one. Like for products you might get a P1, for employees you might get E1. Okay, so wherever this number one you see in your naming convention, you will not be assigning a parent to it. Am I clear? Maybe before you had doubt with it, so you didn't answer properly over there when I asked you people. But for this, just a second. Huh? Okay, sorry. So yes, so this G1 region, it has no parent. Then country comes G1 regions, a child is G2 country, and then India is the parent. Bangalore will be its location. So for G2, G3, G4, whatever you get, is it clear?
For G1,
And
G2 will be the parent, right?
no. For G2, G1 will be the parent.
Okay.
For G2, for G2,
Okay.
this is
Mm-mm.
the parent.
Okay.
For location, country is the parent.
Okay.
Bangalore is the child of India, right?
Mm.
So
Mm-mm.
the parent will be India. So that means
Mm.
country is the parent. And India is the child of Asia. So Asia is the parent. India is the child. Why are you getting so confused? It is so easy. Don't make it clumsy or difficult for you. Just take this example only. Whatever region, country, location it is, irrespective of its region. You know, Asia. In under Asia, we get India. In India, we get Bangalore. So whatever is the top level, like we say region, Asia is the first level there. So that is itself a parent. It doesn't have anything else. Okay. And Prashanti, Srinath didn't join today also, if I'm not wrong. I didn't notice.
Yes,
He is
Shruti.
joined now. He's joined or no?
No, no, he didn't.
Okay. Divya, any idea like why is not available? Why is he not available? Like because even though he doesn't have these workspace access, as he said, he lost the credentials. He is missing the class also, so or he's not attending henceforth. Or you have no idea.
Yes, Shruti, I do.
Okay, fine. Okay, so this is clear, right? The naming convention for hierarchical list when we do it. So it's clear. should be with the first alphabet of the hierarchy, whatever it is, product hierarchy or geographical hierarchy. So first alphabet of that hierarchy is taken, and 1, 2, 3 accordingly the numbers will be given. So this is for your geographical hierarchy. And you have for your product also. So product, the first alphabet of P is taken. And same here, we have P1 and 2. So wherever 1 is there, I said this itself is a parent. So we will not be assigning any parent for this product family. Okay. But this product is having a parent which is product family. Am I making sense? It's clear, right? For example, chocolate is a product family and your dairy milk is a product. So parent is a chocolate and the child is dairy milk. So for the chocolate, for this P1 product, I will not assign any parent, but for this P2, P1 will be the parent. Okay. Same with this employee hierarchy. E of the first alphabet is taken, 1 and 2. So even with its departments, HR, sales, finance, whatever departments in the organization we have, and then E2 is nothing but the employees, the employee whoever is working under each department respectively. So we have given hash over here. It means what type of list it is. Anybody can guess. Naginder, Kavya, or Prashanti. What does this hash mean over here? Hashtag.
Mm,
What type of list? Or if you know what is the purpose why we are adding, at least if you don't know what type it is.
Two no
Does it
switch.
represent
Sorry, Shruti.
number?
Yes, numbered list, if you remember, types of list when I talked here. We have this numbered list, right? That numbered list
Okay.
is represented by hashtag, I said you yesterday itself.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So it means you having same named employees. I'm repeating it again. Don't they will ask you for sure about numbered list in your interview if you are going for an interview. Okay. This is most important list, numbered list, and this hierarchy list, like composite list. We use majorly, maximum, almost 90% of lists are composite or this hierarchy list and this numbered list, whatever we are using. Okay. So they will surely ask you about this numbered list. So make it clear. It is resembled like you can recognize it by hashtag, and we use this numbered list only because to avoid the duplicate items there. Either it is a name or whatever. If a same name, same item, if you have twice, so just to avoid that, because Anaplan will not recognize same named two things. Okay, if I have scored 60%, Shruti, like two Shruti scored 80%. But if I don't give them a code of which is having code on it, like what you call it as, we call it as code here, ID number or ID something. You have some different number or code for your respective name when you're working for an organization or in your schools or colleges also. So if you don't give Anaplan that code, Anaplan will not know which Shruti has scored what. So for me, if I've scored 60%, it will show me 80 also. It might show because it doesn't know what it is. It will not think over it. So that is why we use numbered list. So that the system will be generating its own identification code for the respective item or the employee working over there in the organization. Okay, so numbered list is majorly used. Employees, so wherever like you might be having one employee is working in Bangalore and the other employee with different name. Okay, even he will be working in Bangalore. So Bangalore and Bangalore again, it is two same names. That will throw an error for Anaplan. It doesn't get to know what to do with it. If you have n number of employees working for Hyderabad, n number of employees working for Bangalore, even if the names are not repeated, it will not do the calculation for respective thing. So we give it a numbered list to their location also. Okay, so from beginning first candidate with whatever XYZ is having Bangalore, it will show 1. Again, ABC employee, Bangalore as its location, it will show 2. Okay, so that is why we use this hashtag or the numbered list. Am I clear? It is so difficult to understand, or you're forgetting it whatever I have been taught? I'm not getting what is wrong. Or am I making it more complex for you to understand? Or you get it here and the next class you forget it. Either of these is possible. So what all categories we have here in this unicorn candy company is your geo hierarchy, product hierarchy, and employee hierarchy. And you have many other lists, but as of now you have size list. Okay. So geo hierarchy, as we have seen in G1, G2, and G3. Okay. So it is region, country, and location. It is reference and organize unicorn candy companies location. Okay, wherever in which all countries unicorn candy company is there, in which region unicorn candy company is there. So for that sake, we have created these 3 lists for geo hierarchy. And then with the product hierarchy, we have what type of product families and products we have for this unicorn candy company. To see that, we have created this 2 list, P1 product family and P2 products, parent, child. Employee hierarchy, we have even departments, as I said, you HR, sales, finance, whatever departments, and then E2 employees. So it is referenced by its employee and department data. You get what all departments are there in this unicorn candy company organization, and how many employees are working for what department. Okay, how many HRs are there, how many sales people are there, what are their names, what is their location, everything. Okay, so this is why, and this is the parent even department, and this will be its child. And other list we have size. It is nothing but the product size we get to know, like 100 grams, 200 grams, 300 grams, 400 grams, and all. The chocolate size. Okay, how we have kgs and all, but the chocolates won't be getting around kgs, so we have to measure it to grams. So that is why we have size as a list over there. Okay, any doubt till here? No doubts? At least say yes or no so that I'll get to know
No,
you
no,
people are
no, Shruti.
listening to me at least or no.
No, Shruti, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now comes your manually adding lists in a model. So you have logged into your workspace now. You'll be getting a blank model as I said you. There you have to add the lists now. Those geo hierarchy, product hierarchy, employee hierarchy list. We are supposed to add it manually. So we'll go to that settings model where we have in model, as I have shown you if you people remember. So the settings tab will click, that is always open, or you have to select it also sometimes. Then you just go down, you'll be having a general list. In that you can click this general list, you'll be getting a right side content page over there. In that you can select insert. Otherwise, in general list only, below you will be having a blue color editable, which means you can edit over there, which is named as new list. You just have to double click over that on that new list. You can type it there if you want to add a new list. Then you, when you do this insert option to the right side of the general list, you have to select OK. If you do it directly in under the general list in new list, if you type it, then just press enter. Your new list will be created without its top level parent, anything done over there. Okay, just a blank list like G1 region is created. That's it. Or a G2, what it is, country is created. Okay. And now after you add those lists, so if at all by chance you add your geo hierarchy list and then you add your size. Okay, you should be adding your product and your employee hierarchy lists also, but you forget and you just add a size there. So now I have to reorder it. Okay, place it into its what you can say regular order or the order which I want it to be. Then I will go to the list, select that list which I want to reorder, and there will be having a symbol called like for reorder, an arrow up and down, facing up and down. So just select that, and then you will be using the up, bottom, top. Like you have 4 buttons over there. The new dialog box appears when you select the reorder. So in that, just select the arrows if you want to move up or down. Now size list, I want it down. So I'll be selecting the down arrows. It will come down and then I'll say apply. So the reorder, like whatever order I want it to be, it is being placed in that order. Okay. So we can organize the list according to our needs, but data won't be changed. Anything within the list will not be changed or affected when you reorder. Okay. And now if you want to delete a list, okay, so I'll say that I don't want that list now. So I don't want the data also, whatever is there in that list. So again, from the general list, I will have to first initially select that list which I want to delete. Okay, so I don't want size list now as of now. So I'll just select that size list, and then I'll be having a delete option there above, like wherever reorder and all is there. So in that we'll be using delete. Then a dialog box will appear. It is just to verify whether, like, sometimes unknowingly we might select the delete option. So Anaplan will not let you do it. It will just confirm whether you want to delete it or no. So if you're sure, then you have to just verify it and then click OK. So that list will be deleted. Okay. So this is how you delete the list. And I had showed you in your learning a video also, like how will we assign a parent hierarchy from the column over there. If you people remember, I need to search now if you want. Otherwise, I guess you people might have got the learning access. So the 4th lesson is list. In that you can just go through it. Like you will get a demo, like a video is shown. The one who will be working with the workspace, like how is it, how will you go and select it, it is shown over there, you can see that. So now if I want to create this hierarchy list manually, so it means what? Manually creating hierarchy list means assigning the parent and assigning the parent hierarchy to the child. Okay. So now first thing is, without creating the list I cannot assign the parent. Yeah, is it right? Without me creating any list, how will I assign a parent? So I need to create the lists first, all the lists like G1 region, G2 country, G3 location, and P1 product family, P2 products, E1 departments, and E2 employees hash. So first I just have to create these, and then one by one I will select for which I want to assign the parent. So for me, G2 country, I have to assign a parent named G1 region. So we'll be having a different columns next to those list, whatever we create. Like we have seen, we have top level. First column is top level, and then we'll be having parent hierarchy column. So under that parent hierarchy column, whichever list I want to assign the parent to that list, I will select that cell. Okay, then a drop down appears. I will select from that drop down, or you can type it also. But what we do is we select there to assign the proper parent. Okay, and then we'll just press enter or just select it and leave. So it will take the parent for that list. It's clear, right? I had showed you the video also, like how it is, how will it appear, how will it look. Okay, then after assigning the parent to it, we have to populate the list now. Populate the list is nothing but we have to enter the data, like put the data in that list now. I can't keep a region list blank, no. I have to add Asia and Europe, all those regions over there. So what I have to do is there are two ways actually. If we have lists with minimum like only few numbers less than 5 or less than 10, then you can just do it manually by typing those data over there. But what if you have 50 hundreds together cells to be populated or enter the data, then I can't sit and do it manually, right? So we can do it by importing the file. The end user will provide me the source file. Okay, the data whatever the end user has for himself, he will give me the sheets, those spreadsheets or Excel sheets. So from that I have to import it. Okay, so and while importing we do mapping. Don't get confused, only while importing the mapping comes into picture, but while doing manually we don't do mapping. Mapping is nothing but matching it up. Whatever is there in the source, we have to match whether the target source and target makes sense for whatever we get. Okay, and target is what we are doing in Anaplan. What models we do, that is the target file. Okay, and whatever the source like outside Anaplan, whatever the spreadsheets or Excel, whatever we get, that is the source file. Okay, so we have to import it from the source file through mapping. Fine. And main purpose, as I said you, for naming convention is we have to name it properly with the numbers like 1, 2, 3, so that one can, if I don't know to like what the US people and our spellings will differ sometimes. Okay, for the single name also we have different spellings over there. So what happens is, or if one might not be good at spellings or reading at it, so what happens if he just see 1, 2, 3, 4 like G1, G2, G3, P1, P2. So just by seeing that P1, P2, so he will get to know, okay, what is the hierarchy, like which is a top level, which is not the, which doesn't have the parent, which has the parent and all stuff. So that is most important. We have to name it properly so that each one who is working with the same model will have a clear idea about like whatever is being entered. Okay. So for that sake, it helps us to identify the hierarchy. Okay. And also identify the place. Like if I say you G3, so you will tell me, okay, it is in the third place of geo hierarchy. Just by saying G3, you will tell me it is in the third place. So we also identify the place of list in hierarchy, like which place the list is being in present in the hierarchy level, whether it is in the first place or it is in the second place, third place, fourth place, whatever place it is in. Okay, so main two useful like proper naming conventions are used is to identify its hierarchy and to identify the place of list in which it is present in hierarchy. Okay, so naming convention is most important. We simply don't do the naming as per our wish. It is being done in simple words. Like if I say finance, it is simple finance only. It's not like I have to think of any other synonym for it. Okay, so finance is finance, HR is HR, that's it. It is understood by each and everyone who reads it. I don't have to make it a proper English. Like, it shouldn't be a high class English over there so that the only one who knows typical English will understand it. It should be like, it should be understanding for each and everyone who is working with the model. Okay, whatever level, like whether he's a manager or like a initial like a fresher who is working there, each and everybody should understand if he sees the model, whatever is there in the model. Okay, so that is also important. And you have two ways to create the numbered list. That hashtag I said, so two ways we have to create that numbered list. So initially what we do is, whatever first we create the list. Okay, I will type E2 employee hashtag. Fine. So what will I do? I'll just create this. It is not a numbered list yet. What should I do is, I have to select that E2 employee hashtag, and then either I said you there are two ways. So first way is, what I'll do, there is a scroll bar down in the models wherever we'll be doing it, because we have a few columns over there. So just to make us visible all the columns, so we have a scroll bar in the side, like to move up and down and to move right and left. So I'll just scroll to the right, and there will be a column which is named numbered. Okay, just a second. See, I have mentioned here, scroll to the right, there's a column which is named numbered. Okay, you will find
Shruti,
this column named numbered.
Shruti, one
Yes.
thing here. Can you show the same thing in your workspace, please? So then
In my
we can
workspace,
understand.
no, I can't show it in my official workspace, but in the learning thing you have that, but I need to search for it. You have it in your learning. Just a second.
Okay.
I'll
Here,
at
if
least
you
tell you
show
in
me the slide, also we won't understand properly, right?
yes, yes, yes. That is why I'm asking for Srinath. Or Varun, did he try? What about him? I don't know whether he is. You people have got this access for this thing, no?
For
Learning ka
learning,
thing.
for community thing, we got the access, but not for
Yeah,
workspace.
workspace. Yeah, I don't know. See, I can't help you. I'm not having your email IDs. As I said, you have to try it by yourself, because I don't know where you people are stuck also. So just let me see where it is.
Easy, and it can be done two different. Note that if you want a display name, the display name is calling the new property. The first method for creating a numbered list is done in the general.
It's visible, right? So these are the lists, whatever like they have created. Okay. So for employees, it is not yet numbered list. I have just created it a list, but not yet numbered. So you can see the scroll bar is moved to the right. You can see. Yes, it was Kavya or who? Can see, or you want me to tell the number of that lesson, like which part it is, you will see by yourself if it is not
Yes,
visible.
we can see, but not clearly.
Yeah, that is only the problem. No, I can't even. Let me try zooming in.
Yes, now we can see.
Can see now?
Yes.
Okay, I can't zoom in extra. So see, under this general list, this is the settings tab which I'll be talking of, which I'm talking of. So this is the general list. So when you select this general list, you get this page, like right next to it, this content page here. So whatever 4 lists are created, the same are seen here. Yes or no? Okay. So this is where we have reorder. Select the list, reorder, select the list, delete. Okay. And here, now I'll just show you down. Can you see the scroll bar move to the right? Is it visible or no?
No.
The scroll bar, yeah, the starting point is here, but it is moved to the right.
Yes, yes. Now we can see.
Okay, so we have a column named number. So you can see these boxes are blank. It's not checkboxed yet. So if I want this employee to be a numbered list, I'll just have to select this. Just one click on this, you will get a checkbox.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the one way. The other way also I'll show you here in the learning thing only. Just a second.
Select the checkbox and the next
See.
column allows you to set the display name. Click the drop-down arrow in the display name.
Okay, so whenever you have this display name property in your other lesson, I'll just show you there. This will be confusing now. Even if I explain, you
Your list
might
is now
not
set
get.
up as the second method is select the list you want. Select the numbered list box.
See, first method was scrolling there down. Just a second, let me zoom in. Okay, visible? So
Yes.
under the general list, this was employee, right? So if you select here also, okay, but you had those 4 lists there, no? Which I showed you to checkbox there. You have an option called open over there. I missed to show you. But yeah, you can go there or just select the list from here. You get these all tabs, 5 tabs here. You can go to the configure tab, just select it. This will open. And a parent hierarchy and top level item, you can do it here also. You can see, right? Parent hierarchy is there. Select the drop down here. And for this employee, if there's any parent, then you can assign. But here there's no parent as of now, but just I'm telling you. Okay. And here you can see numbered list. Yes. So there's a empty box over here. So just check it out. This apply is grayed out, but once when you check it out, you see that this apply button will be appeared blue in color. So just select apply, click on apply, then you get again a confirmation. Each and everything when you do any changes over there in Anaplan, you get a confirmation box, like a verification box, whether like just to cross check twice you want to do it or no, or it is done by mistake. So you will get a dialog box appear, then just select OK and it will be a numbered list. Clear everybody?
Yes, Shruti.
Yeah, I'll just show you this thing. So see, whichever list you want. Fridge. Door ಕೆಳಗಿನ door open ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ದ. Second shelf. Sorry. So yeah, select that list, which is to be numbered list. Scroll to the right, numbered named column is there. You have to checkbox it. Yes, so this is your first way. Second way is, okay, then you will be getting a confirmation box, like a dialog box I said. You just click OK, then over, and this is the display name property. I'll just say you later. It's not it will make you confused now because I have to show it in the workspace. Let's see. And Prashanti, I guess we had sent a mail, no? Did you receive any reply for them? For the mail from them?
Shanti left, Shruti. She is not feeling well.
Okay, fine. So did you like have you any like have anybody has an idea about it, like what happened?
No, Shruti.
Fine.
I haven't received
Fine.
anything from them.
Okay. So this will be the top level, as I said you. So if the whatever data will be there for like if it is G1 region, it is its top level. It doesn't have any parent. So that is called as top level. So it aggregates the data. Okay, aggregates means summing up. Okay, summation, summing up, what you call it as adding up of all the different levels in it. Okay, so all those data will be added or summed up to the top level. You'll be having a plus sign, okay, which helps us to see its different level. I guess I had showed you. Want to see it again or it's okay?
That's
You get
okay.
a plus sign over the like if a G1 region. So G1 region is there. So to the left of that G1, you'll be having a small box with a plus sign with it. So if you just put select that plus a sign, it will expand. So all its different levels will be visible. Okay. And main use of this level is it summarizes the data, as I said you. So whenever we require for a whole level, like if I say I want all G1 region data, so I can simply go and select the G1 region. I need not go and sit and add manually or by calculation locations and then what it is country and then region. So I can select whatever level I want and then the data for it. Okay, whenever I require, whenever I want. So this is the top level. And there are again two ways of assigning the top level. Settings tab, you have to get that picture in your mind. Whenever I say settings, that page what I showed you, it must be there. Then under general, you have to go to settings and then to the generalist. Then right to it is your content page. And then you have to double click on the top level column. You have a column called top level. Want me to show it? I showed you though, but if you want, I'll show it. Otherwise, I'll just continue.
I think you can
Okay,
continue.
let me. Okay, so just double click on on the cell under the column top level. Then manually type, like if it is G1 region, we say the top level is all regions. Whatever regions, three types of region is there, all the three will be its top level. So we have to type it manually saying all regions and then press enter. Okay, this is the first way, and second way is again under settings, you will go to generalist, you will select the hierarchy there, and we had a configure tab. No, we saw where we did numbered list. I said there, I showed you we have top level parent hierarchy where we can do it there also. So this is the other type, and then again select apply. That apply was grayed out. Once you make the changes over there in configure tab, the apply button appears, and then select it or click on it. That's it. So these are the ways of assigning top level. So this list code is a new thing. Maybe I didn't teach you. Till top level we might have finished. So we have codes there for list. Okay, what does it do is it helps the data organized within the list. Okay, so whatever data is there within a list, it is properly organized over there. It's not like if you simply type a code over there, whatever respective codes will be generated, you get the data for that code. Okay, and during import, whenever we'll be importing the file from source, you will be asked for that code identification. Okay, whenever we have codes generated from system, we have the Anaplan while doing mapping, it will ask us for the code identification, okay, from the source file. Oh, so where this list codes comes into picture when you'll be importing the file, or when you see the video of importing file, you will get to know what it is. It is not like simple, just understand that it is a code. Okay. And now importing of lists. Now lists, what all we did is we created the blank list initially. We assigned whether it should be a numbered list or what, we did that. and later we assign the parent hierarchy top level if we want. Now everything is done, it is sorted. I want to import now. Okay, if I want G1 is there, region is there, I will say that it is EMEA, Asia, and one more is there, APAC or something. Yeah, I don't know. So those regions, I can do it manually by typing. And now when it comes into location, so I have many locations over there. Okay, in Asia we have many locations, like we have New Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, whatever. So we can't sit and type it manually. Just a second. Shut the door, please. Vivan, door close ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ. Yes, so we'll be importing the lists there. So when we have large number of list items, like n number of locations, n number of countries, so I can't sit and do it. We can do it manually, but it will be like time consuming. So what we'll do is we'll import that file. Okay, so when larger data is there, only text or csv dot text files from Excel will be used here to import. Except this, if you have any other type of file also, Anaplan will not let you import. Okay, so either we have to convert it to dot text and csv files. So, and main thing is, without me being creating a location named list, if I don't create G3 location, then where will I import it? Right. So first thing is I have to create the list in the model so that I can import the files. Okay. So this is how we import it in list. So while importing, mapping comes into the picture. So it means matching the source and target. Source is the source file from which we'll be getting the data, and target is whatever the lists we have created in the model. So that will be our target file. Okay. So this is importing of lists. See, if the list to be populated, okay, it constitutes of a large data, then we have to select import button. We have a button called named import over there. If we open the like we have a tree view, grid view I showed you, for employee for numbered list. So when you go to the tree or grid view, there you'll be having a button called import. Just select that, and then you get a box like dialog box where it will be asked for uploading a file. So you have to select the CSV or text file, or you'll be having the flat files. Okay, flat files means I said you, which won't be having parent and child relationship. Hierarchy is not there. That is called as flat. Okay, with different separators means we have comma separator, for example. So such types of flat files can be used to import. Okay. So this is what we do while importing. First step. Is it confusing?
Yes, it's little confusing. I think we have to go through the learnings, then we'll understand.
Yes. So yeah, after doing all these activities, see, you have to assign these. It will look like this. And at last, after you finish all these activities, your list will be looking like this. Okay. So here, when I want to import data for this, I have to select this G1 region. Just select the cell, and you'll be having this open option here. It will open up, and then you'll be having the import button there. Okay. So you need to go through it. That is why I hadn't started those all. See, you have all these activities. I just have to skip it because I can't see. So these are only the 3 regions. So we did see here, you can see tree view. Once when you open that list, here you get import. Yes. So from this we can import the file. Okay. Okay. So it is same. You'll be having, see, what Anaplan will recognize only with this code. Okay. For America's region, you have AMER, sorry. And for Europe, you have EMEA. For Asia Pacific, you have APAC. Okay, these only will be the code which will be understood by the Anaplan. It will not understand your Americas, Europe, and Asia Pacific. Okay. So what you have to do is, this is your list of G1 region. So this will be your top level. As I said, you all regions is the top level. So under all regions, these all will come. So for Americas, we have AMER as a code. For Europe, you have EMEA. Asia Pacific, you have APAC. Okay. And then here comes your importing. They'll be giving you a file here which you have to download. See, it is in your CSV format. Okay. When you do the activity, you'll get to know. So once when you select that import, you get this box. Whatever this, you can see this grid here, no? The spreadsheet here, Excel sheet. It's visible or it's not clear? It's clear now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this grid, what is there? That is your source file. Okay. From the source, I have got it this thing. I have to match this source to my Anaplan target thing. Okay. So what will I do? I'll see this and we have your, we'll do nothing here with your text encoding. It is all default. It will be set accordingly. And you have a column separators. It is always set as comma because it is comma separated. And then here, this will be your header row. Okay. And this will be your first data row. This is your heading, right? Country code is your heading. Country name is your heading. Your, the parent is heading. So which is the first cell, first row. So header row is one, your first data row from which your data starts. Okay, so that is from this second cell, yes or no? Second row. So it is 1 and 2. And here what you have to do is you have to click select, you have to just verify whether header rows are correct and your comma. This is all default actually. Sometimes your header row will be different and your data will be from third row. So you have to do it accordingly. It is later on in your other activities. So you have to just select next. Okay, just and then you'll be getting a mapping. See. Okay. After you select that next, this mapping tab will open for you. Sometimes whatever you see from this side, blue colored, is being generated by Anaplan itself. Okay. Whether it is right or wrong, Anaplan understands something. So he will show you, the Anaplan will show you, okay, these are all the columns which might be mapped. But you have to just cross check whether your country, okay, G2 country means you want to see the country name over there. So if you want to make the changes, you can select this drop down here. Fine. So this you can do it. If it is it is almost, sometimes if it doesn't understand what parent it should be, then it will throw this blank. Okay. If you want to assign a parent, you have to select this drop down and then do it by yourself. But if you don't want to assign any parent, you can just click on it, backspace and delete it. Okay, that will be later on. We'll get to know. So in this, okay, here down you'll be having a run import button. After that, if the import is success, then the file will look like this. Okay, because you have these many locations, sorry, these many countries to be added. I'll not do it manually, I'll just import the file. Okay, under these single country, we'll be having locations again. So further, we'll do the same procedure for location also. Okay, see, you have these many activities. So if I say you now blank, even if I explain you now, you don't get to know. But now maybe you might have got some idea. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think we'll wind up now. I didn't notice the time. Okay. So if any doubts, please go through those videos only, then you will understand, because my PPTs and videos, you will be having extra things in your PPT also. Sorry, in your learning thing also. So just go through those. Okay.
Yes, Shruti.
So yeah. Divya, whether everybody will be available in the morning or what? I'm not understanding, because from the timings we have shifted, nobody is available in the evening, or they want it in the morning, or how? It's okay. I'll talk to Varun. It's better to talk to him only, because you might not be aware of that.
Yeah,
Yes,
Shruti,
Nagin.
actually morning is comfortable.
Okay. Fine, then you could have said me. Okay, just 2 or 3 more days we'll do it in the evening,
Sure,
because
sure, no
I'm
issues.
having some work. Yeah, in the
Okay.
mornings I have some things to be done for this week. From next week we'll do it in the morning then.
Oh,
Huh, okay. Yes. So fine then. Okay. Bye bye everybody.
bye bye.
Bye.